Yo, what up, man? Welcome. My name is Grant, man. And this is number one, man. This is it. This numero uno. The first video, man. So if you like what you see, man, check this video out, man. If you make it to the end, dope, man. That's dope. Man, hit that like and subscribe button, man. Become an OOG, man. It's currently February 2024, man. This channel was supposed to start in February 2023. But I had some unforeseen circumstances come up, man. If you make it to the end of the video, I'll explain a little bit more, give you a brief, understanding of what's going on. Man, if you like what you see, man, hit that like and subscribe button, man. But without further ado, man, let's get to it. Oh, I just watched that intro back a second. Why was I saying Maine so much? It sound like I'm from Memphis, man. What up, Maine? Sound like I'm Terrence Howard from Hustle and Flow or something, man. My bad, y'all. I wanted to call this like a ride-along Q&A, since don't nobody give a damn about me. We're just gonna call this an A, because ain't nobody got no Q's for me. So I'm just gonna give you a little bit of insight, how I got into this beautiful game of golf, and where I plan on taking this, man, and document my journey for you guys. Where to begin, man? Of course, like most people, I got into golf through a, mutual friend. Man, I've always liked the game of golf, man, but I've never really got into it, didn't grow up with a lot of money. Mama couldn't afford it, man, single parent. Golf was one of them things, man. Of course, everybody with the era of Tiger Woods when I was growing up, man, Tiger came around when I was, sub 10 years old, man. So when he came on the scene, man, he brought eyes to golf for a lot of young black kids, man, and kids that grew up without a lot of money, that never really thought about the game of golf. It never seemed like, it's kind of out of sight, out of mind, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't really something that we thought about or even had an interest in, because you didn't know no better, man. And even when you did, you kind of felt like, it was out of grasp, out of reach if you didn't have enough money to get involved in the game. So I never got around it, man. Nobody I knew played, nobody I grew up around played golf. So, but I always had an interest. You hear about Tiger Woods, man, a young mixed kid like myself, man, playing the game, dominated by people that didn't look like him. And, he made a splash, he made a splash for everybody in the black and brown community that ever thought about golf or never thought about golf before then, man. You just think about it now, you know what I'm saying? I never had enough intrigue or enough exposure to the game to, make it an actual thing or make it something I was interested in, but I always kind of liked it. I like the idea. I'm an athlete by nature, man. I spent my whole life playing basketball, football, anything with a ball that you could play for an affordable price, man. If you had a ball and some buddies, you can go to an open field somewhere or go to a blacktop and play, man. I was playing it, man. Really stuck with basketball, though, most of my life, man. Like, I'm nice on the court. I'm nice. Like, not even a little nice. I'm, like, real nice. Not trying to toot my own horn. But that was my sport, man. My brother played it. All my friends played it. So I kind of just played basketball for a long time. But, man, even back, I think it was like 2005 on PS2, man, when Tiger Woods came out with the PGA Tour video game. I bought it, man. I ain't had no money, man. So, of course, I was going to GameStop buying games used. I waited about, maybe got around 2006, maybe. But I remember, man, I played that game non-stop, man. That was the only kind of introduction I had to golf. And even then, it wasn't a lot. You know what I'm saying? Just really no exposure to the game of golf, man. I kind of never really picked it up, man. I never knew anybody that golfed, even, all through high school, man, adult life. I never really knew anybody that golfed. And then my mother-in-law's fiance, man, one day he just invited me out to a golf course in Allen, Texas, man, Waters Creek. And they have a player's course. It's a par 3 course, a par 30, 9-hole course. And for 20 bucks, you can play it twice. So you can play 18 holes, par 60, I guess you call it. Yeah, man, and I went out there, rented a set of lefty clubs, man. Tried playing righty, of course, but I do everything lefty. So just rented them for about 30 bucks and played around the golf, man, and I enjoyed myself. I sucked, man. I'm talking about dumpster juice. I was trash at the time, man. This was probably November 2019, man. I didn't play anymore after that, man, but I kind of liked it. And I was kind of like, man, let me see if this is something, that I like, And after I played that round, I sucked. And I'm gonna let you know right now, man, I never in my life sucked at something off rip, ever. Like, I've been playing sports my whole life, man. I'm not saying I was the best at everything I ever tried, man. I'm not that, you know what I'm saying? I'm 5'9", bro. Like, but I was never the worst, man. And that was that really stuck with me, man, because my like competitive nature won't allow me to be that dude that just sits back and is like, okay, you suck at something, so just give it up. So I think part of the reason why I got into this game, man, was this was the first time I ever did anything and I sucked at it off rip. Like, and I'm not talking about suck, but I'm like the worst of anybody that I know. And at the time, it's only a few people. And I thought to myself, man, how hard could this be, man? It can't be that difficult. I should be able to pick this up pretty quick. Nah, bro, no. Like, this was the absolute hardest thing I've ever done, like, at the time. And I could not, I'm talking about I couldn't get the ball in the air. I could barely hit the ball 9 times out of 10. I was playing par threes with a wood, you know, a 3-wood, tapping it so I could get it to roll up to the green, man, because I think that was part of the reason why I stuck with it like I did, because I was super garbage. So fast forward, man, in early 2020, man, my daughter was born. Was super happy. Didn't have no time to play, man. She was born in January 2020. And then, of course, we all know, boom, COVID happened, man. And everything kind of shut down. Thankfully, I had a good job in a position where I could work remote. Unfortunately, like a lot of people, I didn't have to lose my income. I was all right in that moment. You know, I just had my daughter, so I was always worried about that. But luckily, you know, I was in a good position. So, you know, everything kind of shut down. I played basketball all this time, man. I couldn't hoop. I couldn't do nothing. Like, it was kind of like the courts was closed. Everywhere you go, you couldn't socially. And basketball is a physical sport where you close to people, so I can't bring that home to my newborn daughter. You know what I'm saying? So that even when people would hit me up trying to play, you know, in those years, I wasn't touching the rock. I wasn't getting nowhere near nobody because I had a daughter to think about. You know, and people were talking about how bad this is for young children, and I couldn't take that chance. So I kind of chilled out. And then I remember, like, golf is like a game that's kind of you can socially distance and play a game of golf with some buddies because you don't have to be within 6 feet of people, which is part of the reason why golf courses opened up before everything, you know, any other sporting activity kind of opened up. So at that point, I was like, man, let me give this another shot, man. It's been a few months, but, you know, I think I like it. So I went on what most people do, man. I was trash. I didn't want to pay $30 on top of the green fees every time I wanted to go play golf. So I did what most people do. I went to Marketplace. It was very difficult, man. I looked for like a week and I found a set of no name brand, nothing you ever heard of golf clubs. Lefty guy was selling a full set for $30, man, with a bag, about like 20 balls. But I wasn't trying to invest a ton of money into this in case it was something that kind of faded, in case I just didn't like it and I just decided it wasn't for me, man. So I bought that set of clubs. Ended up paying the guy $25. He took $5 off just to get rid of them, man. They had a driver, 3-wood, a 5-wood, and I think a 5 through 9. No, it had 5 through pitching wedge, and it had a sand wedge. Massive club heads, bro, like super large. Like when I look back on it, I'm like, man, these feel like I'm playing with like some Fisher Price clubs, man. It was bad. Like, they weren't really that great. They had graphite shafts in it, which I didn't know at the time, man, but they had some Senior Flex graphite shafts, man. They were super flimsy. But, you know, I didn't know nothing about golf, man. I wasn't swinging the club fast, my G. Like, I was literally barely getting the ball in the air, man. So I probably played at that 9-hole golf course maybe 2 more times, 2, maybe 3 times. And I told myself I wasn't going to get off that course because I was too worried about, like, going and playing 18 holes. It felt daunting, you know what I'm saying? So that's what my recommendation to anybody trying to get into this game, man. Find you a local par 3 golf course or a small 9-hole golf course that's not very long, man, and just play that until you feel comfortable, man. Because 18 holes and at this point, I mean, this was like a 70, I think it's like 70 something 100 yards from the back tees, man. Even the middle tees are almost 7,000, the blue tees. So that seemed daunting to me, man. I never wanted to play an 18-hole golf course because I don't want to go out there with people and embarrass myself, you know, or play like trash and stuff. So I kind of just played there until I could get the basics down, until I could, you know, get the ball in the air. And I did what everybody else does, man. I go to YouTube University, you know, and that's where I kind of got turned on to Rick Shields. Me and My Golf was a big one. I watched a lot of their videos, and at the time, Rick Shields had a like learn the golf swing series, man. I think it was like 6 videos, something like that, where he kind of touched base on all the points of the backswing, the downswing, hitting the ball before the ground, all that good stuff, man. So I kind of use that as like my guide, you know what I'm saying? Like getting my swing mechanics down at least decent enough to where I could play around the golf, get around the golf course. Didn't really care what I shot, I just needed to get around the golf course, you feel me? So I did that, man, and it worked for a little while, man, but then I kind of got over flooded with information, tips, and tricks. So I went just to Rick Shields' 6-part series. I got that part down, and I played a little bit of golf. And this is like late 2020, man. So mind you, because of COVID, I didn't play for about 6 months after the first time I played. And then golf courses started to open back up, and they let you socially distance. It was a little safer. So I got kind of played a few rounds towards the end of 2020. And at that point, that was about the time when I kind of told myself, okay, I like this. Okay, I want to keep playing this game. I don't want to just stop. No, I didn't trade in my Kobe's or nothing like that. But I kind of was like, I'm going to do this too, right? At that point, I said, okay, let me get some new equipment. So then I started asking myself, like, what kind of clubs am I interested in, man? Like, what brands, you know? And at the time, keep it a buck, I was just trying to get a set of decent clubs, and I was gonna piece a set together, bro. And I didn't care about the brand as much. I didn't care what brand it was. So I went on Marketplace, man, and realized not a lot of lefties out there. You know, it's even less of them trying to sell their golf clubs, man. So it took a little while. I found Callaway Golf pre-owned, man. They sold pre-owned clubs. They were still kind of pricey though. You know, I just had a baby. I didn't want to break the bank to get a set of golf clubs, man. I started looking at TaylorMade stuff. I started looking at Callaway stuff. Callaway stuff, they had a few clubs that caught my eye, but the ones that I liked, the aesthetically pleasing ones, were all for a more advanced golfer. You know what I'm saying? It was for somebody that was a little better, that they didn't have no forgiveness, you know, like the Apex Pros, things like that, fully forged irons. Those looked to my eye really good, but I didn't really like the fact that they weren't forgiving. That was not something, and I didn't really, and mind you, I wasn't really thinking about forgiving in that sense. I was just thinking about the fact, like, I knew I wanted some good clubs, but I knew I wasn't going to be at blade level anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to walk out there. And then that led me into what I currently play with, the TaylorMade Rocket Blades Tours. I saw those, man, and I was like, boom, these are fire. Like, they look good to me. I like the color scheme with the silver and you know, the polished silver and the gray and yellow. They look good to me. When I did my research, they were like saying these were in some PGA Tours bags, you know, about 10 plus years ago. So I knew they were good clubs. They would give a little bit of forgiveness, but they also have some workability. At the time, I'm gonna keep it a buck, which I didn't know none of that. I just liked the way they looked, man. I didn't know nothing about lofts, lies, none of that stuff. I just liked the way they looked. They looked good. They looked more like a player's club, you know what I'm saying? And I knew to a degree that they were less forgiving and more geared towards the mid to low handicappers, you know what I'm saying? And me being me, man, my competitive nature told me one thing, bro. If you're gonna do this thing, bro, you don't do this thing to be trash, right? Man, I looked on Craigslist, I looked on Facebook Marketplace, man, for a couple weeks to no avail. I kind of set my budget around like $300 for a set of irons. I felt like that was like the max I was willing to spend on a set of irons, man. I'm new to the game, wasn't trying to break the bank, man. And then, man, I came across this gentleman, bro, coolest guy you've ever met, bro. Like, cool guy. Had a set, a TaylorMade Rocket Blades Tour 4 through pitch and wedge, man. Wanted $330 for him. I said, okay, let me talk to the guy. Let me see what I can do, man. Kind of explained my situation. Told him, like, I'm new to the game. I just want some clubs that I can play with, man. Some decent clubs, and something me being me, man, something I can grow into, man. I wanted some clubs that were better than like a beginner's club, because I told myself, like, man, the competitor in me said, if you can hit these, you can hit anything. You know what I'm saying? So while everybody else is like saying, oh, get some starter clubs, you know, work your way up, go get fitted, That wasn't my mindset, bro. My mindset was fitting. I don't have thousands of bucks for golf clubs, man. And fitting, while it is beneficial, man, now that I know what I know now, I understand it's beneficial. For getting in the game, bro, you should not be going to spending $2,000 on a set of clubs, man. Unless you got it like that. If you got it like that, my G, by all means, man, I don't. I'm not going to even front on you. I ain't got it like that. So I just told myself, we're going to piece this together. I'm not going to break the bank, but I'm going to get a decent set of clubs that I can play with for a while, I can grow into, and I can, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I could learn the game and get better, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe down the line, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, whatever, if I'm good enough and if I stick with this game for that long, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to upgrade and I'm going to give me some new clubs. I'm going to do some stuff like that, right? So long story short, this guy, man, I tried for a couple of days. I tried a couple of different people, man. I was about to drive about 2 hours outside of Dallas, man, to go find a set of clubs, man, a set of rocket blades, just the regular rocket blades, because I couldn't find them anywhere. And these were the clubs I kind of had my mind set on, was either the rocket blades or the tours. And then this guy, I found his thing. I hit him up a couple times. We tried to meet up, didn't work out. And then one day he hit me up. He was like, I'm gonna be in the Frisco area, today, man. If you want to meet up, I'll sell you these clubs. I had talked the guy into like $270 for the clubs. He told me he just played in a like a charity type of tournament, an amateur tournament, and he won a raffle and got a set of Titleist AP2s. So he had no need for these, and they weren't really hit that much, man. Pristine condition, like very few marks on them at all, man. These clubs look like, man, they were at the time. I mean, this is 2021, I think. 2021. This is late 2020. After I played a few rounds, late 2020, man. And I'm talking about these clubs came out in like 2010, man. And I don't know when he bought them, but they had perfect. I'll show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna do a what's in my bag, man. Show you these clubs, man. Even though I've been playing with them for a little while, they still look immaculate, man. So got to good care of the clubs. So I ended up telling him, yeah, for sure, man. I left on my lunch break, went to the bank, got some cash out, met him at a public spot. The guy was so cool, man. He gave me a Callaway 3-wood that he wasn't using anymore, and a Callaway 2 hybrid club. And mind you, I don't have really anything but these cheap trash sets of clubs. So I was like, man, I'll take it, man. And be honest, man, that Callaway 2 hybrid, still in my bag right now. I haven't taken it out. So yeah, I did that, man. I got those clubs together, hit them like trash. I'm gonna be honest, hit them horribly, but I was in here. I was too deep in, you know what I'm saying? So I had to kind of stick with it. So I ended up piecing together the rest of my set little by little, man. I went, at the time, the MG2s were out, the TaylorMade MG2s. I liked the MG2s, but I wasn't about to spend $180 for them. So I went to Global Golf, and I bought the MG1s. I got a used 52-degree MG1. I got a 56-degree brand new from Global Golf MG1 wedge, and then eventually I went ahead and got a 60 degree, so a 52, a 56, 60. I'm telling you, I got the certified version, or I think it was the very good or certified option from Global Golf for the 52-degree wedge. It was used, but you almost didn't see any scuff marks on it, man. And then slowly but surely, I pieced together a driver. My whole road to get to my driver was a tough one. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I did buy. So I had a 3-wood, I had a hybrid, I had irons, and I had wedges now. And I just needed a driver. So I jumped around a little bit. I'm gonna keep it short real quick. I got a Great Big Bertha Callaway driver from a local pre-owned golf shop that's in Dallas. I went there and got a club. I spent maybe like $100. I think about $105 on this Big Bertha, right? Took it out to play one time. The weight malfunctioned. It had a sliding weight on it, and that malfunctioned. So every time I hit the club, no matter how many times I tightened that weight up, it would just slide. It wouldn't stay still. So I took it back there, man. The guys were super good with me. They gave me my money. They let me pick out another club. Then I ended up with a Ping G30. At the time, as like everybody that starts golf, man, I'm slicing this mug like crazy, right? So I tell myself, let me get this Ping G30 that's draw bias. But if you learn anything about me in this little bit of time, man, that I've been talking, man, I'm competitive and I'm not a person for handicaps. Not with my irons, not with my driver, not with anything. I didn't know what I knew now, man, but bear with me. I got a Ping G30. It was a draw bias driver, 10.5 degree loft, I believe. It was a nice looking driver. Number one, I didn't like the way it sounded. I know some people like Pings, man. That Ping, man, it just sounded clinky. It had that tingy sound. I didn't like it. But something about the fact that it was draw bias always stuck with me, man. It just felt like I was using my equipment to handicap my, my inability to not hit a slice. It felt like that club was made to close more because I couldn't keep it, so I couldn't square it up. And it's just something about that in my brain that never let me like be okay with it, bro. And I don't know, everybody's different, man. Some people get the equipment to play to your game. I understand that. It always bugged me, man. I hated it. So eventually I did go and trade that thing in after maybe like playing like 2 more rounds. I still suck at this time, mind you. Never had a lesson, never nothing, just kind of YouTube videos and figuring it out. I'm still trash at this point. Played maybe like a few rounds with that Ping G30 and got rid of that mug. I sold it back to the same place that I bought it from. They didn't give me obviously what I wanted for it. They gave me like maybe $20 less than what I paid. So I took that money. At the time, I knew about Global Golf. I went to Global Golf. I found a tailor-made M6 driver. It was in that certified pre-owned condition. So I had a 12-month warranty on it, which I liked. And of course, if you know anything about Global Golf, man, they sell really good quality. They always give you really good understanding of what the quality of it is going to be. And, like I said, the certified pre-owned gets a 12-month warranty from defects and things like that. So I like that about it in case it wasn't up to par. And they had a coupon. So they had like, if you bought a used TaylorMade thing, I think it was like 20% off. And then it was like another 30% off your entire cart. So I ended up getting that TaylorMade M6 driver for like $85, $86, bro. And it's older, it's an older model, but man, I'm talking about perfect condition, looks great. I still got it in the bag right now. I went to Callaway Golf Pre-Owned. The only thing I ever bought from there was a putter. It was the all black version of the Callaway Odyssey putter. There's a double wide. I bought that putter. I went through a few. I actually bought number 7, the Odyssey blacked out putter. I got the number 7 with like the fangs, and then I ended up returned it because after I putted with it like a few times, it had the slant neck. Putted with it a few times, hated it. Realized it wasn't for me. I returned it within a day, and then I bought the double wide, which was more of a bladed style, but it was supposed to be a little more forgiving. I played with that for about a year and a half, man. At least I rephrase. I had it in the bag for about a year and a half. Okay. After that, about early 2022, courts started opening up, man. I started hooping more, playing more basketball. So I was playing a little golf, not really. But I was still so into golf, man. I still was trash, still was shooting. I think I was still shooting in like the low hundreds, maybe high 90s at the time. So I really wasn't good at all. But I was working at it, man. I probably played maybe like 8 to 10 rounds of golf that year, maybe. I wanted to get out there, but I had a daughter and I'm busy. The court's a lot easier to get to than the golf course, man. So, and I had a gym membership, got LA Fitness, hoop 3 times a week, whatever. And then I played golf every once in a while. And I was only person I knew that played golf at the time was my mother-in-law's fiance. So he was the only guy I really went with for golf. So I played with him a little bit. And so at this point, I was probably playing, fast forward to 2022, I was probably playing golf at this time, maybe about a year. Maybe a year. On and off, nothing too consistent, right? And then fast forward February, at this point, I was playing basketball a lot. I was playing a little bit of golf. This is when things go left. I played one round of golf. Sorry for licking my lips so much, man. My lips are chapped, man. Some Carmex, man. So I'm just kind of playing a little more golf now. And yeah, man, I just kind of told myself, like, I'm enjoying it. Kind of take it. I want to get better. I know it's a process, but I wasn't going to get any golf lessons. I told myself, like, I was like, let me see how good I can get just off me and my ability to follow instruction and, you know, and my feels, you know. Everybody tells you between what you feel and what's real, it's not the same. It definitely is a little bit true, but it's more so that it's hard without outside intervention for you to regulate what you feel and making those changes, because you may feel like you're making that change and then you watch it on video, man. You do a slow-mo video on your iPhone and you're like, dang, I didn't bend my wrist at all. I didn't turn, you know, my knuckles down at all to de-loft the club. I didn't get that club in front of me at all. Basketball was still is a big part of my life, man. But I really like started to realize around late 2022, man, I really like this golf thing, man. Like, golf it starts to bleed in and take over more of my weekends, man. I spend less time on the court, more time playing golf, you feel me? I'm gonna do another video, a series about if you're getting into golf, how you can get a good set of clubs that you can grow with for, let's say, under $100. How you can get, I'm gonna do a video how you can get into the game of golf for under $100, and it's gonna be a little bit better than what I did, you know, because I got in the game of golf for about $30. Keep it a buck with you, maybe 50 if you count the shoes, man. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go through all that. This was when I first thought, let me document this stuff, man. Let me put it on YouTube, man. Let me see how people feel about it, if people give a damn about it, if they want to see me, you know, and how my game grows over the amount of time. Let's just take a crack at it, you know what I'm saying? See what happens. I do that. I play one round of golf, man. The very next week, I go to the court on a Sunday. Wasn't even planning on hooping, man. Boom. Tore my Achilles, bro. February 2023. Had a vacation plan to go to Mexico with my wife, work vacation. We were going to be on a nice all-inclusive resort, man. Paid for everything. Come the end of March, man. Boom. Tear my Achilles. I'm in a boot. And I learned from my first time, because I tore my ACL in 2011. I think 2012. I tore it in 2012. I didn't have surgery on my Achilles, on my ACL and reconstruction until 2018. I tried to live with it. I even hooped with it for years, man. I had so much scar tissue built up in there that my knee was somewhat stable. I had to change the way I played. I couldn't be as physical as I used to be, but I changed the way I played, and I played on that thing for a good long time until I got to the point where every time I played, it would just dislocate. And then I was like, I got to get it fixed, because I told myself, like, mind you, golf wasn't even in my thoughts, man. I was a hooper. I was like, I'm hooping the rest of my life. I'm still doing that, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be giving people buckets at 50, bro. I'm not playing with you. I'm gonna be 55, 60. I'm gonna be that old head, you know, throwing dimes, getting 10 assists, bro, running pickups. That's me. I tear my Achilles on like the 22nd of February. I go see a doctor the very next week. I get a scheduled surgery for the 1st of March, bro. I wasted no time, because when I tore my knee, I found out that by all this slight dislocating and me popping my knee back in place and letting it swell and letting that cartilage and scar tissue build up, I was slowly, every time my knee would dislocate, I was tearing at my meniscus, my lateral and medial meniscus. So I ended up doing more damage over the years, not unbeknownst to me, you know, by not getting the surgery and taking care of it from jump. This time I said, I'm not gonna do that. I had surgery within 10 days of tearing it, bro. I was already in the surgery office, had surgery. They put my Achilles back together. I was, boom, back to therapy. So all of 2023 really was just me grinding it out in therapy. Couldn't really golf. I was in a boot. I was in a boot, then the cast, then another boot for the first 3 months. Then I was doing therapy. Couldn't even really walk for about 3 months. And then once I finally started walking, I started doing therapy, getting my strength back. I picked up a golf club and played another round of golf last year. I want to say it was October of last year. I finally was able to swing a golf club, walk semi-normally, play a round of golf. I got through about 12 holes before I had to give up because my foot just couldn't take it. But then fast forward, man, a couple more months, man, I was walking the golf course again, man. I'm back to myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm back to feeling good. I haven't really touched a court yet, but I'll shoot around with my daughter. shoot around with my nephew, you know, play around a little bit. But basketball kind of had to take a back burner, and still has at this point taken a back burner because of you know, the limitations on my foot. But I'm definitely like recovering, man, recovering. And something told me, man, I hit 2024, man. And I was like, I tried this February last year, man. It's February. It's a year has gone by. I tore my Achilles. I thought, man, you know, I was down out on myself, man. All the injury issue, man. I was like, but something told me, man, it's time to turn over a new leaf, bro. It's about a year and a few days to the day when I tore my Achilles, man, and all my plans kind of stopped. My golf, YouTube plans, man, my basketball plans, my life plans, man, everything kind of went to a halt. And all I was worried about for this last year was just getting myself over. Mind you, I went to college too, man. Like, I'm an adult student, bro. I was finishing up my last semester, all while tearing my Achilles. I'm riding on a knee scooter to class just to get through, man. So I had all that. So in my mind, all that I was worried about was finishing school, and recovering, getting my foot back. And now that I'm a year after after the day I tore my Achilles, a couple days after a year anniversary of tearing my Achilles, man, I said, let me pick this back up. Let me try it again, man. So that's where we at right now, man. If y'all like it, man, if y'all want to, man, feel free to subscribe. If you don't, I ain't mad at you, bro. I ain't for you, man. I ain't for everybody, man. I had to learn that a lot in life, man. I ain't for everybody, but I'm for a lot of people, man. So there's a lot of people that's for me too. So if you like it, man, feel free to comment, subscribe, man, show some support, man, watch some videos. I'm gonna be coming out with some bangers, man. I'm gonna be dropping a lot of new content, man. And I got a lot of ideas, trying to play the game a little bit different, man. Document my journey. If you come in here to see people shoot 6 under par, bro, this ain't the channel for you, my G. Not yet. It will be, bro. I promise you. I'm gonna hit scratch, man, because I'm telling you, my competitive inside in me, bro, will not let me be trash, bro. I refuse, bro. I'm sitting currently, I'd say I'm sitting at about a 10 handicap right now, man. And from what I've heard, I mean, other people try to, you know, big up it and say, oh man, that's a lot of progress for you only really playing, man. If you take away the time from COVID and the time that I've been, you know, down and out from my injuries, man, I've probably been swinging a golf club, playing golf for about maybe 2 years, maybe 2 years. But it's a lot more to come, man. This year, 2024, I'm gonna try to put in at least 50 rounds of golf, man. At least 50, if not more. My wife, being as great as she is, man, she got me a membership to this very golf course, man. Stewart Peninsula Golf Course, man. Look at this view, bro. I ain't gonna even say, look at this view, man. It's nice course off the water, man. For Christmas, man, she got me a membership. It's not expensive. It's under $1,000 for the year. So you'll see a lot of videos, a lot of testing videos, man. New games coming out on this golf course, man. I'll be playing other golf courses too, man. I'm a municipal baby, I guess. I don't play a lot of private golf courses, man. I ain't got connections like that, my G. But there's a lot of public golf courses that are in really good shape, that really deserve some shine, man. And I'm gonna give it to them when I can on my channel. And I'm gonna let people know, man, like, it's just a fun experience, man. I'm gonna get my game to scratch, man. I'm gonna try, maybe one day I start collaborating with folks, man. You know, I'm in the place to do it, man. Maybe one day I'll get some videos with some people that you may know, man. Some you may not. Bring some new faces to the new games, new challenges, new rounds of golf, man. I'm telling you, it's some stuff popping off, man. I got some stuff in the works, man. So, man, if you rock with me, man, feel free, man, to like, comment, subscribe, man. I feel like that's the holy trinity of this YouTube stuff, man. Not to be confused with the holy trinity of New Orleans, man. Y'all might, I don't know, man. Maybe I'll bless y'all with my gumbo or my chili recipes and stuff if y'all feel so inclined, man. Maybe not, man. The family might not like me sharing the secrets, you know what I'm saying? But maybe I'll break off a little something so y'all see what's rocking. But yeah, man, if you feel like it, man, like, comment, subscribe, man. Feel free to hit that button, man. Rock with me for a little while, man. Let's see what happens, man. If y'all like it, man, I love it, man. So if y'all want to rock with me, y'all want to, you know, follow along and see what I got going on, what I got brewing, feel free, man. Join along, man. Join this campaign. If you don't, man, I respect it, man. It is